Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Well, it's Sunday morning. I've woken up, the sun is shining, and I'm alone. I live alone. Probably like many of you. You're waking up today to a house that is shaped by your preferences, and it's kind of something that you claim as your sanctuary. And I live, as you probably know, in one room. So I have a very small space. But I honestly, I was looking around this morning, and I think every single thing in this room has a place, it has a reason, it has a connection to who I am. And I think that's the joy of living by yourself. I mean, there's many people who would say they would prefer not to do that, but I think many women in our community enjoy it and look forward to it after years of giving back to everyone else, and now it's your time, right? So I mean, hundreds of thousands of women in the United States and around the world live alone. But let's talk about making it your space. A lot of times you end up in a home, a big house, perhaps by yourself, and you've got all the memories, all the things that, stayed with you all the years. And now it's time to kind of start making at least one of those rooms your sanctuary, your place where you feel comfortable, where everything in it shines with your personality, with your, your style. And it offers, living alone offers a really unique opportunity to do that. Take one room, just do it. And if you live in one room like me, then make that your space. But we need it to have power and to have a focus and to have kind of a reinforcement that what we see around us is who we are. Now, I think the first question, of course, is, what is your taste? What is your preference? I mean, for years, you may have shaped your environment, your world, your house around other people, like, the practicalities of having family, children at home, perhaps, and a partner. And now, you've got to think, well, that was their taste. That's how they wanted it. How do I want it? What is my taste? And how do you do that? This is tricky because even when we talk about clothing and fashion, we think, well, does that really suit me? Is that really my style? Is that my color? But I think you need to apply that same thinking to your environment, and especially as it relates to color and design and that kind of thing. But there's a group years ago that I listened to and followed. I don't even know if they're still around, but they were a design group in Canada. And they had this sort of strategy that if you could come up with 3 words that described your taste, your personality, not even your like specific taste, but just who you are, what would those 3 words be? And I mean, I think it was more to do with house design. So you kind of thought about design of your home or your clothing and so on. And I thought about it for a long time, and I actually only came up with 2 words. And that was kind of my design, like map or blueprint for everything that I brought in around me. This is at the time I was going through divorce, and I was, my kids had left home and were doing their own things. So anyway, I had the freedom, I guess, is what I'm saying, to do what I wanted. But what were those 2 words? Cultured, bohemian. Totally different words, right? But I mean, in a way, I like pearls. I like, I like sort of cultured things. My design is not artistically, it's kind of, very traditional. It's not modern arty. So I'm very cultured in my the way I look at art, the way I look at clothes, the way I look at the world. I like culture. I like civilizations, communications, people. I'm very much I'm interested in how people think and how people act and what they wear and what the fabrics are. I'm a very big textiles person. I love the feeling of texture of textiles. So whenever I go in a shop, I'm always like feeling the clothes because I want to feel them first. And if they feel good, then I'll have a look at the color. Then I'll have a look at the style, kind of in that order. But cultured was one of the words that I chose. And the other was bohemian, because I think all of my early days, when I lived in Boulder, when I lived in the States, and when I was growing up, shaping my personality in my life, especially after my mom died when I was quite young, I actually, I kind of chose more bohemian styles. Now, that seems like a contradiction, cultured and bohemian, but I think they're actually connected, because I think bohemian's got to do with a authenticity and getting to the core of who you are. Now, for me, it's color. I love color. Well, here I am wearing white today, but I do love color. And my walls, of course, well, of course, my walls are white, but all the things around me are in color. And I just bought a new kitchen rug. I should show it to you because it's crazy. It's just like this. It goes on like by my sink because I have a very small space, but it's like it's it's maybe a meter wide, and then it's long, like 3 or 4 meters long, and it goes all along the floor, and it's flowers and floral and like jungle scenes. It's like really beautiful. And every time I look at it, I go, oh my gosh, that's so perfect there. I just love it. And I do. I really do. So color is really important to me. And so decorating with texture and color and design elements that match those words, whatever those key words. Now I'll give you a second. What were your 2 or 3 words? Okay, now you've got them in your brain. Let's think about it. Think, and then look around your house now. Does your house reflect those 3 words? Look at what you're perhaps wearing or what you're thinking of wearing today. Does it reflect those? Because in a way, those are your kind of core principles. Those are your principles that you're going to shape everything else in your home around. And I think it's a really powerful kind of stepping off point. Now, this may, as many of you know, involve downsizing. You look around and you think, well, one of my words was simplistic or simple or minimalist or whatever. And, block fashion, like color blocks where, no design, just the color. And then you think, oh my gosh, my house is nothing like that at all. It's nothing like what I see myself as. So if you can, go slowly, because at this point in your life, you're navigating through memories. Like when you're going to your home and you're saying, oh, now this is like very not me anymore. You are still navigating through memories of your family, your partner, friends, who actually had a very, very important part in shaping that person that you are. So do one room at a time, follow the Marie Kondo, and there's plenty of other beautiful downsizing experts who will guide you through how to package up, the thrift store, the trash, put in the right room piles. And there's lots of strategies for doing that. But creating a routine for, once you've established your base, then go around and have a method, a ritual, as it were, of keeping it tidy, keeping it organized. And designate areas. I mean, even if it's like in your room, designate an area for sitting, reading, thinking, maybe meditating, that space. Think about your area for work. If you've got a computer, you're working, or maybe you're just using the laptop a lot, or hobbies. Have you got a space in your room? Now, funnily enough, even in this small space, this area over here is my kind of hobby space. I've got all my papers. I've got my brochure. I'm going to go to this Japanese activity. I'm really interested in that. I've got all my kind of creative stuff over there. My work is in front of me. And then my thinking and reading, and I've actually got like a little altar, and I'll tell you more about that in a second. A little bit of a thought-provoking place. So kind of my room, and the kitchen's over there and the bathroom's over there, but it's all in this room. Clothes are back there. Can't see any of it. But anyway, creating a routine that supports your lifestyle. And think about it. What elements in your home would help you promote your place? I mean, what would add to the those 3 words? What would amplify those words? So, for example, I mentioned an altar. Now, as you may or may not know, I think I've mentioned it some other times. I traveled in India quite a bit when I was younger, and I love India. Hello, Vina, if you're watching, my friend. But no, it's it's a very special place to me. And I was interested in comparative religions for a long time. And I actually gathered a couple of beautiful little pieces, and also just artifacts, just a couple of little things. I'm into gemstones. I like gemstones, kaleidoscopes, anything with multiple. That's my bohemian person coming out. But, I have that as a kind of a centerpiece. Also, I have photos all over the place. I have collages. I think I've mentioned I use a company called La La Labs. It's on your phone, or it's an app on your phone, and you can just literally select pictures from your phone, and they put them in a collage, like 30 pictures on a page. And I have them everywhere on my walls. And I love them because they remind me of my family, my, just travel I've done, episodes, really fun stuff. Is it texture that really makes you feel comfortable? If you've got fluffy cushions or a fluffy blanket, or, something that just reinforces that preference that you have. So creating a room, a lifestyle, a dynamic that supports your personality, the things that are important to you. This is your space. Make it yours. Make sure there's just, as you said, a place to exercise, a place to relax, a place to cry, a place to laugh, a place to have fun, a place to call home. I get all emotional because it means a lot to me. I'm looking around now and thinking, I've made this, this is me, and I'm proud of it, and I'm proud of me, as you should be. I sound like a poet. But anyway, I'm just, the words are just coming out of my mouth as they do out of my heart. But anyway, guys, I know that, you've got work to do today. You've got things to get on with, but thank you for listening. Thanks for being here. If you want to join our Patreon group, we're welcoming new people all the time now. It's fantastic. So it's like a friendship group, really. Patreon.com/60andme. And we have live shows, and we're traveling together. We're going on some trips this year. If you're interested, just join up and we'll tell you more. But for now, just know that you're loved and respected, and I value you here, and I look forward to speaking with you again. Have a great day. Tell me what your 3 words are in the bottom comments down there. Love you guys. Take care.